Hello. I thought I would do something just a little bit different and tell you a story. Um, One of my favorite things to do is spend time with my friends and have terrific conversation. And one of my favorite things is to um, hear and tell stupid stories, the kind of stories that um, have to be told in the moment, in person. Not the sort of thing that you would go out of your way to call someone about or send a message or anything like that. And with the lockdown in place and social distancing measures, um, I cannot do that. So instead, I thought that I would tell you a stupid story. So on Sundays, I like to make a big pot of something to, for me to eat throughout the week. And sometimes it's a stew or a soup or chili. But um, yesterday, this past Sunday, I was making my red sauce for pasta. And it's one of my favorite things to make. I've been um, making it for years and years and years, and I always love to experiment. Sometimes with ground beef or ground pork, different kinds of herbs. So sometimes I'll use parsley or basil or oregano, fresh herbs, dry herbs. If I'm feeling luxurious, I might add a cup of red wine, sometimes no meat at all, or mushrooms. And so I like to experiment. And I had recently watched a cooking video that talked about using whole canned tomatoes. I normally use either tomato puree with, or I'll use diced tomatoes. But in the video, um, the demonstrator made a good point that the whole tomatoes are the highest quality tomatoes. That's why they're whole. And I thought that made a lot of sense. So when I was at the grocery store, I had bought a can of whole canned tomatoes. And I was excited all week for Sunday to try this new recipe. And in the video, the demonstrator said that when you're ready, you're going to use your hands. Wash your hands really well, and you're going to squish the tomatoes in your fingers to break it all up. So I'm cooking. I have my big iron pot. My shallots and garlic and things are frying away, and I open up my can and I plop in all of my whole tomatoes. And I take it off the burner and I reach in, I scoop up the first tomato, and I squeeze it, and it explodes. Tomato went everywhere, all over my shirt and pants, but both walls, on the counter, on the ceiling. Bits of tomato shrapnel, seeds, and juice everywhere. And I still had maybe 6 or 7 more of these little tomato grenades to go, and I had to be much more ginger with them. And that's my story. Just the exploding tomato. Stupid. You wouldn't go out of your way to tell anybody that. Uh, if you're interested, the tomato sauce turned out pretty good. And that's it. Let me know if anything like this interests you. I feel like for BookTube, one of the great pleasures in life is telling stories. So maybe every once in a while, if I have a story that I would tell a friend, it's a story that I can tell you. So leave a comment if you would like. Let me know how much you enjoyed the story of the exploding tomato. Thanks. Take care.